Hello, any droid heads out there. This is Ryan from the Droids You're Looking For podcast. If anyone happens to have just come across this video because they were looking at Battlefront 2 gameplay, then please check out the Droids You're Looking For podcast on iTunes. We our podcast where we talk about Star Wars every week, and these last few weeks we've been talking about the original trilogy, leading up to The Last Jedi. So anyway, I wanted to upload some gameplay of Battlefront, talk about it a little bit. So this is about an hour and a half into the campaign. You're playing as Iden Versio. You play as actually a lot of characters, and also you should know watching this that I'm very bad at this game. But you play as a lot of characters, a lot of classic characters. If you don't want anything spoiled, I recommend you come back to this. But Iden Versio is a Empire Special Forces soldier, and she, throughout the course of the story, defects from the Empire. This all takes place right after the Battle of Endor, which is the end of Return of the Jedi. So you play as her. She's a really cool character, really badass. She's part of a thing called Inferno Squad, which is, like I said, special forces for the Empire. And this is just one of the kind of space battle dogfights you do, which I think is one of the more impressive parts of the game. As a lifelong Star Wars fan, it's kind of a dream to be able to do this. You don't only fight TIE fighters, you also at some point fly X-Wings and the Millennium Falcon, which is a huge thing. So yeah, like I said, this is about an hour and a half into the campaign, which I think is actually pretty great. There's been a lot of controversy about EA and the microtransactions thing, which you could read about ad nauseum on the internet, and has a lot of, the angry people on the internet have a lot of good points. Microtransactions are kind of a bad thing. But anyway, I just want to talk about Star Wars. These games, in general, this one and the first Battlefront, are really great at evoking kind of the tone and feel of the original trilogy, just with sound effects and kind of nailing all these different environments and things like that. The best way I could describe it is that it feels like reading an extended universe story, which is great. There's a campaign mission where you're playing as Lando in this kind of like lava plant that they're sabotaging, and it felt to me so much like reading one of those old, like, from the 90s extended universe novels. So yeah, the game, I do, if you're a Star Wars fan, I do highly recommend it. The mechanics of the flying get a little finicky, and like I said, I'm bad at it. So I already beat the campaign. I'm just kind of trying to give a sense of what this game feels like and looks like for anyone out there who is interested. Iden Versio is not, like I said, the only character that you play as. You play as Leia, you play as Luke, you play as Iden's partner on the Inferno Squad, Del, who they kind of end up being the main characters of the thing, and we're going to be actually talking about them on the podcast this week when we go over kind of the whole story and the ramifications of Battlefront 2. It's actually really cool. I didn't think it was going to be so intricate in terms of how story-based it is and how much it bridges the gap between episodes 6 and 7. The final battle is actually the Battle of Jakku, which is where they kind of show the origin of that Star Destroyer graveyard that we pass at the beginning of The Force Awakens when Rey is on Jakku. So that's really, really cool. And that's another reason it feels kind of like an extended universe story, because it goes into great lengths to explain just kind of a throwaway thing in The Force Awakens, which is a very cool image, but they don't really give any indication that it's part of a bigger story. So it was really interesting to see that happen. And this right here, like this huge circular structure is the same kind of structure we saw in Rogue One above Scarif. So it's cool. They really tie in a bunch of stuff. At this point, Iden is still fighting for the Empire, so we're hunting X-Wings and things like that. At the beginning of this campaign, I'm not going to lie, I shot a lot of stormtroopers on accident just because we as Star Wars fans are so kind of tuned to attack, not to attack stormtroopers, but to think they are the bad guys. So I find myself trying to attack TIE fighters and stormtroopers all the time while I'm playing. So it's kind of against my nature to shoot at an X-Wing, but here we are. And later we get to fight as an X-Wing, so that's cool. There, I died again. The checkpoint system is pretty good. Not quite as frequent as I would like, but as far as gameplay goes, it's a pretty standard shooter. They're not really in reinventing the wheel or anything. But it's, it feels good, and like I said, it's more about the environments and all of the kind of sound effects, all those Star Wars like magical things that kind of tie in. So I think that you should all give a listen to the podcast where we'll be talking about this game more in a story-based setting, and I know that my fellow podcasters, a few of them have played it and some of them have not. So, anybody whether you've played it or not, if you're interested, there will be everybody representing there. So yeah, I'm going to be uploading more of these throughout the week, probably just to give people a sense of the game and kind of where we are in different parts of the story. So, like I said, subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more of these, and we're going to do more video content coming up. And please listen to and subscribe to the Droids You're Looking For podcast on iTunes and droidsyou'relookingforpodcast.com if you're interested in what we have to say. That is all. Thank you.